aggressively from 4-1 down to win a decider. You'll hope it's a little bit more straightforward for him today, but in Zhou, as we've already discussed, he's up against a very talented player who seems to have a big future, already a World Cup winner with Yan Bingtao, another very talented Chinese player who's emerged in the last couple of seasons. So we should be set fair, Mike, for a really good match.
Yes, indeed. You saw the little clip there with Ronnie saying he's got a lot of respect for this young man. And a lot of the Chinese players, you know, as he said, there's a lot of them around, and this is one of the better ones. So, yes, you would expect Ronnie to win, but you never know. I mean, Ronnie did unbelievably well yesterday. He come through against Kenneth Doherty, 4-1 behind. Paul Collier, our referee for this one.
One.
Oh, that's a perfect angle. I mean, you can play on the loose red, but the shot for me is bang onto the pink, full ball, get them open. And Ronnie's one of those players, the modern players, aggressive. He wants to split the pack as soon as possible. Judd Trump is another one. If you can get this right, which he has done, that's terrific. He's on the red, he can stay on the pink, but if he finds the gap for the black as well, and just look at this, he's got 4 or 5 of the reds open, bang on the nose. Well, he'd like to get on the black here, but he knows he's got the insurance of the pink. Well, he had a little bit more angle than I anticipated, but he's played that well. Not quite sure if the black goes to the right corner. If it does, he'll play on the left on red, I think. There's the Barbican Centre in York, a wonderful venue. We started out with 8 tables, of course, at the beginning of the week, down to 4. We had 4 on the other side in the sports hall. Now the event is beginning to come into its own. Still a fair way to go, of course. Ticket sales are great. We've had a wonderful weekend. Packed houses. And although Ronnie does respect this young Chinese player, he'll want to lay down an early marker here.
$20. 21.
Well, there's the scoring bar. There's at 21 in a minute. He's the possible 1-4-3. He needs to get to 69 points to make sure that the frame is safe.
28. 29. Yeah, sure. 36. 37.
Ronnie also mentioned at the top of the show there in that little clip that he signed up with Side Right, Steve Feeney, Mark Williams, the world champion, is there, a few others as well. And I mean, the thing is, the basics are there, you know, that it's just the fine tuning.
45.
And as a professional sportsman, you're always looking for that edge, that little bit, of, an extra 5% makes all the difference. Possibly even less than that, but I mean, this guy's a wonderful player, doesn't need much, but if he can find that edge, then he'll take it.
53.
Just lost the cue ball here. It's just a glancing blow and it's gone away from them. Yes, there's still a red on, but not necessarily you can guarantee a position on a colour. Oh, hang on, that pink could be handy. Stay there, stay there. Unlucky. Good pot. Didn't quite get the backspin on the cue ball, but he'll want to, well, I'm sure he'll take on the blue.
Still 75 on the table, so it looks like a couple more reds required to make the frame safe, but this isn't straightforward.
Put that down, please. Got a light on the front.
Somebody looking to take a photo with their phone. This goes in, it should be frame over. Oh, what a start this is from the Rocket. Well, I said he wanted to lay down a marker. Can't get better than this.
Well, the way in which he came back yesterday against Doherty was mightily impressive. He was really under the pump because Doherty wasn't missing. He was playing exceptionally good snooker at a tremendous pace, as O'Sullivan acknowledged afterwards. And he responded really well, showed a lot of mettle. And now looking to punish that earlier error from Zhou. Oh, goodness me. Now that is a bit like the reds that he was missing in the early stages against Doherty, and a surprise given how well he'd cued to that point. So this frame isn't over. 66 the difference, still 75 there.
It's always a surprise when players of that calibre miss shots like that. Especially to us and to themselves. They set such high standards. And they're always looking to attain them. Well, that's not overly clever. Could have done with the white, travelling a little bit more. You can actually just drop this black in dead weight. He's got the red on the right-hand side there. But a chance here for Zhou to counter. I'm sure that he didn't think he's going to get the chance. But he has it. And whether we can get enough action on the cue ball to stun into the race. No, he's dropping it in. See Alan McManus there, Tom Ford in the background. Out on table 4.
Eight.
Well played.
9.
Well, we know this is a big test for this young man, Phil, but he is a good player.
A couple of round of 16 appearances at the Home Nations events in Crawley and Belfast, his best so far this season. Neil alluded to the off-the-table problems that he's had to contend with in recent times. But he's a very compact player. He's not afraid of reputation.
Sixteen. 17.
It's not too bad. He's got a little bit of angle, I think, on this black, so he could play on the red into the middle. Yeah, well, he took the red in the corner there. If he played it properly, he wouldn't have hit the reds. But he can play on these to the middle. Could have done with a little bit more. I don't think he played on this to the corner. I think he's played on it to the centre. And this is not, was not perfect. .42 behind. Well, he's got to commit here. He might leave one on if he misses it. He's playing the centre one into the yellow pocket. One through for the blue, I think. It's wide. It's not there. Now, where's it going to finish?
Zhou long, 24.
Not bad. Didn't quite play the black there as intended, Phil. Just slightly under position.
So O'Sullivan's lead shaved to 42, still 51 there, so he needs a red in any colour to clinch this frame, but nothing straightforward here.
Well, that's a bonus. And now he can lay the snooker.
Yeah, the problem is he's running out of points here.
Bramble.
Still just enough.
Oh, hang on. He's not got there.
Foul.
Well, that is calamitous.
4, free ball.
O'Sullivan inviting him to play again from where he's left it. And now the difference is 45, so a snooker already required, and he's in one.
Well, he's done all the hard work to get back into this frame. I mean, these are not easy, Phil. We know that on these super fast clocks. It needs a wonderful touch. You know, it's a couple of feet there, but we see that so often. That was a pity, really, because he was doing well to get back into the frame. Got to hit this. Wow.
Foul. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 5.
So 2 snookers now required.
I don't think Ronnie, with all his talent, needs any assistance, Phil, do you?
Yes, having missed a red on the cusp of clinching the frame, if Zhou could have conjured a frame-winning clearance, that would have been a real statement of intent, but O'Sullivan clearly now red-hot favourite to take this frame. Good to see him battling on, though, against the odds. 2 snookers needed.
Yeah, but unfortunately has left this red on. If Ronnie decides to take it on, which he isn't doing. He was trying to sneak that cue ball in behind the blue, but he's pushed the blue safe now as well. So even harder for Zhou Yulong if he gets the snookers and has a chance to clear up, but that's a big ask. Frame over.
1. Four.
Oh, that was a kick.
5.
O'Sullivan, remember, has lost just 2 matches all season. He's already won 2 big titles in Shanghai and at the Champion of Champions. Made the final in Belfast a couple of weeks ago and the semi-final before that in
14.
Crawley at the Northern Ireland and English Opens respectively. So he really has picked up from where he left off last season when he made that winning record
17.
equaling run of 5 ranking titles, something he'd never done before. 74 centuries, something he'd never achieved before in a single campaign.
Nice cannon there. Yeah, I mean, he is picking his tournaments, but he wants to come in fresh field, isn't he? And there's nothing wrong with that. As you said, you know, his record so far this season is immaculate, really.
$26.
I tell you what, isn't it nice for the boys to have the choice? It wasn't the case a few years ago. They were part-time professionals. Hang on.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 26.
Well, Zhou Long had a couple of chances in that opening frame, but he couldn't make them tell. And Ronnie O'Sullivan strikes first here at the Barbican with a place in the round of 16 at stake. He leads 1-0.